Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the Manufacturing Alliance podcast. As always, I'm your host, Tony Demakis. I need to slow down a little bit. We're 4 minutes late. I'm sorry. You know, sometimes in mold making, delays happen, and we just have to roll with it. And so that's what we're doing. I apologize for the delay. I know I ruined all of your days, but here we are. And we got a good show today, and it's all about what's happening in and around Chicago when it comes to manufacturing and mold building. Tonight is the AMBA Chicago Supplier Night, and so we're going to be talking with Greta about that. But first things first, I am Tony. I get to be your host every week at 11:30 right here on our platform, and I'm here from Alliance. And if you don't know Alliance, we are your friendly neighborhood mold makers that don't build molds. We do polishing and laser welding, laser engraving, hot runner manifold repair, preventative mold maintenance, and all those things that mold makers generally don't have time to do or really want to do. You want to focus on building molds. We know that, and we want to allow you to do that. We also have a complete line of American-made laser welding and laser engraving equipment to fit all of your tool room needs for whatever that looks like. So that's us. That's Alliance in a nutshell. That's why you should care. That's why you should want to listen to us. This show is live. It's for you. It's for the people that are listening and trying to grow their businesses. So if you have any questions, any comments, any feedback, any thoughts, or you just want to say hello, go ahead and put it in the chat, whether that's on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, wherever you're watching this. Put it in the chat. Say hello to us from whatever company you're with, and we want to give you a shout out. We want to mention your company. We want to say that you're listening, and we want to talk about the things that you guys want to talk about. So please, please, please chime in and be part of our conversation. I think that's it. That's our beginning. That's our starting for today. So I'm excited today. I've known Greta for a while from different industry events. She's always happy. She's always got a smile on her face. She's a pleasant person to run into at the show when you're surrounded by, sometimes they look like grumpy old men. Let's be honest. And so when you see somebody like Greta with a big smile on her face welcoming you into an event, it's a good thing. So I'm going to bring Greta in, and we're going to see how she's doing. Good morning, friend.
Hey there. Hey, how are you?
No pressure, but you have to come on smiling then when I say that, right?
I definitely do.
So this is Greta Salamando. If you guys don't know her, she has been around the industry for quite some time in different capacities, different organizations. But now it's primarily the AMBA, right?
Yes.
And so, Greta, for people that don't know you, why don't you give them a little bit of your background and how you got to the AMBA now?
Sure. So I started out my manufacturing career with TMA. I was the associate director of their education foundation. So what I did there was look to companies to help fund the foundation so that we could give great grant money to schools' manufacturing education program. So how I've always described myself is the bridge between manufacturing from those companies and their communities. So I've been working a lot of those career fairs, getting kids into internships, tours into our companies. And then from there, I worked at Pioneer Service for a bit, and then A1 Tool. I've been part of the American Mold Builders Association, the Chicago chapter's education committee for years now as a volunteer. And I'm excited about this opportunity about working with them a little bit more and a little bit stronger.
I think what's really cool is how much experience you've had with trying to get the next generation into the manufacturing space. You mentioned the Education Foundation from TMA. I'm a part of that board right now, and it's
great.
It's so cool to see how much it sounds silly, how much money is actually being available to these schools that they don't even really know it. I mean, a lot of places I don't think are taking advantage of this opportunity.
Right. Yeah. When I started there, I think we only had about 3 applications from schools. And when I left, we probably had at least 30 schools. So the territory that I covered working with schools was the Wisconsin border to almost Kankakee.
Right.
And it's exciting. It's exciting to see schools starting to understand manufacturing. I don't think they understood it was a STEM career So science, technology,
Right.
engineering, math, that's all manufacturing. And it was just re-educating them and re-educating that we do need people in our industry and how we can work together to find some kids some great careers.
Yep. And I think schools would probably like to get involved in manufacturing, especially as it's growing. And it's unfortunate that they don't realize how easy it is to get grant money, to get scholarship money, to build out these programs. I mean, the Education Foundation and TMA is spending and donating and giving thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of dollars to individual schools to put in a cutting system or a laser system or
A new CNC.
a new CNC, right? It's not, and really all you need to have, you have to have an instructor, right? That helps. You have to have an instructor. You have to have a program that you're thinking about putting in place.
Yes.
You have to be kind of local to our industry. We're
Right.
not going to put it out to
No, we want our
Iowa.
members and our community to build themselves up.
Right. And it's just cool to be part of the TMA where they're investing back into the schools and trying to grow that effort.
Right.
And what I love is it seems like every organization, whether it's TMA, whether it's SPE, whether it's AMBA, whether it's, put in whatever acronym you want, we're all going after the
VIA,
same
yeah.
thing right now, which is how do we get more kids and families on board to coming into our industry?
Definitely. And that's one of the exciting things about tonight's event is that Supplier Night, proceeds from Supplier Night go to our Tools for Schools grant program.
Yep.
So similar to what TMA does, that's what the AMBA locally does.
Yeah.
It's our fundraising event.
And tonight's event is the AMBA Chicago Supplier Night, which is, it's always got great attendance.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't sure, still kind of COVID times. And yeah, we're going to pack the house pretty much tonight. It's going to be great.
That's what I think. I mean, I know that just walking around talking to people, I feel like people are kind of done with the limitations on things.
Right.
That's not to say that
We still have to be safe, right?
Again, that's what I was going to say. I'm not going to say that it's just, hooey or hocus pocus or whatever, but I think a lot of people are ready to get back to working and meet and seeing each other and shaking hands and being face to face with everything, and not just worried about, we're not supposed to be doing this, we're not supposed to be doing that. So
I'm ready to get back to the energy of manufacturing, and I'm gonna say that's what I love. That's why I love working with manufacturers. It's their passion. It's their passion for what they do. It's the passion for their industry, and it's the passion that they want to share it with the next generation. So yeah, I'm going to see a lot of that energy and a lot of that passion. A lot of people just excited to be back together and supporting a great program.
And I know we saw some of that at Marimold. I don't know if you
Yes,
made it out to a Marimold.
I wasn't
at all.
able to make it to a Marimold, but I heard it was pretty great.
Yeah, there was that same feeling of people coming back together and wanting to do things, the networking dinners and the getting together in booths and all of that. It was great to see Chuck Klingler there. I always love seeing Chuck. That dude's just
That guy's got energy.
Yeah,
he does.
Yeah, he does. And so, unfortunately, I'm not able to make it tonight, but our team is going to be there, and they're excited too. I mean, everybody's excited to be back there and doing this. Richard Evans, Cindy Kustush is here. She's watching on LinkedIn, and she says hi to you. I don't get a hello, just Greta. Hello, go Greta. Richard says, good luck to everyone attending tonight. Looks like a great event. Wish I could make it. Listen, Richard, it's not that far from North Carolina. You could get on a flight tonight and you'd be here this afternoon. It'd be fine. You can come as our guest. You can take my place.
Nice.
So Supplier Night, what is the gist of Supplier Night?
So what it is suppliers, companies that help support the industry that we mold builders look to support what they're doing. They become sponsors of the event. And then she loves you, Tony. Did you see that? They are the draw for mold makers to come in, see what they've got to offer, see the products. But like I said, they're the ones that help bring this fundraiser to fruition. And then we have a great speaker tonight. I don't know if you've heard him. It's Garrison Wynn.
Okay.
So comic, book writer, motivational speaker. He's going to help us understand and communicate to get through these crazy times.
Yep.
So it's a great speaker. So attendees are only mold makers. This is their event for them. No salespeople can sneak in and try to push something on you. So you get to see who you want to see there, and the list is great. I mean, Progressive's going to be there. Who doesn't love seeing Progressive? Freysia, EPS Flow, Soda, Crystalum are some of our big sponsors. So we're excited to get pretty much the gang all back together.
And if Progressive is there, that means that there's alcohol there.
There's definitely alcohol there.
It's just a thing.
It is a thing.
Glenn will tell you it's one of their core competencies.
Nice.
It's just what he says. It's not me. It's Glenn. So when you see Glenn tonight, thank him for the drink.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, he's actually sponsoring the speaker tonight. It's the other
really?
folks sponsoring the bar. Yeah.
Wow, that's something new.
Well, there's still drinks, but yeah. But he's sponsoring the speaker. They're our premier sponsor tonight.
Awesome. I would like to encourage all the mold makers to go to this event. I know in the past they show up, but I think some of them forget that the suppliers are there for you. Mm-hmm. And this is an opportunity for them to showcase who they are and what they have to offer. And this event only works if mold makers come and they support the suppliers that are there, so that the suppliers have a benefit to keep coming back and doing this.
Definitely.
I've been on both sides of that fence, and it's hard when you're a supplier there and you think, well, why aren't there more people here? Right? I mean, We're spending money and we want to be part of this event, and we want to get to know the mold makers in the industry. And I feel like sometimes maybe they're too busy, or they think, we don't necessarily need to do this.
Right.
But it's a way for mold makers to give back to the suppliers, I think.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. We really encourage our local mold makers to come on in. They don't have to pay for the event. From 4 to 7, that's walk through, meet the suppliers, get a couple drinks. And then if you do stay for dinner, there is a fee for that. But we've got a good crowd staying for dinner. I want to say we have about 125 staying for dinner, and a lot more that are just walking through and supporting our suppliers. I mean, we all got to support each other in this industry.
That's the only way that it works. I mean, and that's what I like about Chicago as a whole. I mean, it's the Windy City. We stick together. And
we're family. Manufacturing's family.
There's a ton of networking that happens within Chicago with more people. If we can't handle this project, we're going to pass it on to so-and-so, and trying to figure out how to make it so we can all get through all these things together. Cindy says it's a much more intimate event than trade shows. 100% agree. There's booths, but they're like tabletop booths.
The tabletops,
But it's just an opportunity to talk about different things, and everybody's just walking around and mingling and having a good time. Mm-hmm. It's a very soft sell of anything. It's just kind of an excuse to get together more than anything else.
Yeah. I mean, tell us what you have, and everybody gets to just know each other on a more personal level, and like you said, support each other. I mean, it's the big thing, and support a great cause.
Yeah. Well, and that's the other part of it, right? It's for the students at the end of the day.
It is. It's helping build that pipeline, helping build that exposure. That's what we need to do. So
how are we as an organization doing that? What are we doing in those steps to impact the schools and grow that pipeline?
So some of the things that we're doing is we try to, when career fairs are happening, we're there. We're there to talk about it. We have a whole Mold Your Career website with videos. We got some great videos from Creative that share and tell the story of a mold maker. We're going out, we're getting kids in for company tours, because how can you know it unless you come and see and feel it? Yep. So Manufacturing Day was a little different this year than it has been in the past, but I know like companies like A1, when I was there, we had 200 students signed up to go through our doors. So what was that, 2019? 200 students. It's amazing. And then those students would write me back saying, how do I get an internship? How do I get in here? We actually had to turn some schools away, but companies need to be on those high school advisory boards, those community college advisory boards, talking about what skills are needed, basic skills are needed to get into this industry. And Yeah, I mean, we just started having conversations with schools, parents, and students.
Yeah. Nicole Walter and I,
Oh, yeah,
Nicole from
love Nicole.
from HM Manufacturing.
Yeah.
We just did a panel discussion last week with an organization out of Chicago, and I don't know how many kids were on the call, but it was organized by their instructors, and Nicole and I and some of her team. We sat for, I think it was like 45 minutes, and just answered some questions and talked about what manufacturing actually looks like and how kids can get involved and what it looks like. And they were asking questions like, how does somebody go about getting an internship or getting a job in one of these facilities? And we both kind of looked at each other and laughed, and we were like, all you have to do is knock on the door.
Right.
I mean, if you have a little bit of curiosity and a readiness to work, these people are going to gobble you up. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
And I think this industry and manufacturing as a whole is just looking for people that are hungry to work. And we're ready to train. We're ready to instruct. We're ready to help you get to that next part of your career, or even the beginning part of your career, and grow. But you just got to show up.
Show some initiative. Yeah, come on in. I think every manufacturer would not turn any person that has that energy and drive and wants to learn away. I mean,
Yeah.
It's what we need. We're looking for you. Where are you?
Exactly. And people don't think there's jobs. There's jobs. I mean,
There are jobs.
And they're good paying jobs. I think that's the misconception.
Right. I know I've always explained to our schools and parents and students that this is a way to have a great career without a huge college debt. Right. And that doesn't mean you're not getting educated. You are going to get educated and trained. A lot more companies are looking to create their own apprentice program, in-house training programs, utilize the training that's out there, and build a great workforce into their companies.
Yeah. And I know the AMBA is part of being at that forefront, trying to get more kids involved to take part in that. Is there going to be a report tonight from?
So I know Francine Petrucci is going to be doing a report, a little bit about what's going on. Definitely, we didn't stop doing things in this last year. They're just a little bit different. Sometimes we fund buses to IMTS and other things, but those things didn't happen. So, there's definitely been some still movement, and our funds are still there to support those schools. I know she can explain her experience having a high school intern this last summer, which she loved. It was amazing. Really? Yeah. And he wants to come back, Christmas break and probably next summer. He's jazzed. He went back to his school, we were told, and told the whole class how awesome it was working in a mold shop. And that's how we get them, right? We bring them in. We show them what it's about, and then they share the love and passion as well.
It's about seeing it. I think people just take for granted where this piece of plastic came from, whether it's a pen or a bottle cap, or I was driving with my dad, and I always get Smart Water. I just like that water better. I don't know why.
It does taste good. It does. What's in there?
I like it better. It's just smart. And so the cap is like, it's got over molding on it, and it's a 2-shot mold. And my dad he's looking at it in the car, and he's like, oh my gosh, you have no idea how complicated this is. Why would they do this in a bottle cap? It doesn't make any sense. You got to do this, to do this, to do that. And I was like, I just unscrew it and drink it.
Right.
I can appreciate all the work that went into it. I think it's engineering for a reason that doesn't need to be engineered. But people don't realize what actually goes into the products. And I think once they see it, they're fascinated by it.
Oh, yeah. So one of the things that we helped create when I was at A1 was a video that explained to students what is mold making? How does it work? So what we did was brought like the most common toy out there, Lego. There's a video out there about how Lego molds and how they build Legos, and the kids were fascinated. You got to see in it how it all worked, how the plastic went in, how it comes out. And then they're like, oh, I have Legos at home. This makes sense to me. I get it.
I would love to work with Lego. If anybody knows Lego and they can get me an in, I would love to work with Lego. That's like that bucket list item. Like,
there you go.
That's the one I want. That's the company that I would love to work with, because I love their product. I love that everything is perfection. And and the creativity and everything they do is so cool. How do you make that stuff with plastic? With
It's
just
so cool.
blocks?
My daughter just recently turned 20,
Okay.
and she's always loved Lego since the time she was like 6. And they just came out with this new botanical type of Lego. So she got a bonsai tree.
Oh
So
my
still at
gosh.
20 wants to do her Lego.
So with the bonsai tree, do you make it however you want to, or is there still
Well, there's
instructions
a
on the right way to
plan.
do it?
Yeah, there's a
Okay.
plan, and you can have like regular leaves or flowers on it. But I was like, wow, over COVID, we became a plant family. So we've, brought in lots of plants. So this is both her passions, Legos and plants.
Clean air.
Clean air.
Clean air with the plants. That's good. You're
Yeah.
not going to get that with the Lego, but hey,
But yeah.
yeah, Cindy
But
agreed
you
with
got
us.
some fun.
Yes, of course. Cindy agreed with us. She said mold making is such a highly skilled profession, but also down to earth and very approachable. Absolutely.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean,
I love the mold makers. They invited me in back when I was at TMA on their committee, and I mean, they're like, "Oh, you need a job? Here, come on. Like here, we love you. We love us." And they're, like I said, passionate group of people,
yeah.
like down to earth, salt of the earth people that you want to be around, you want to work with.
So here's a question: and maybe this is an answer that you already have. When it comes to oh man, my brain
Uh-oh.
just shut off
Uh-oh.
totally. Where the schools come in and they've got the job fairs. Job fairs.
Yep.
That's what I'm
Job
thinking of.
fairs.
Job
Okay.
fairs. How has that been going?
So some of those things have been virtual.
Okay.
I think we're going to see. I substitute teach sometimes too, so they're still very cautious about who's coming in and being
Yep.
around their students. But things are starting to move in the other direction. Some job fairs have been virtual, but I think come spring, we're going to start seeing some more. We're going to see some real good movement. We're going to see schools looking hard to help their students get internships and summer jobs and get that exposure. So I think right now we need to prep ourselves.
Yeah.
We need companies need to come up with a plan on how to bring these young people in, young and old, bring them in so that they can start their career in mold making and manufacturing.
Has the AMBA have we as an organization, have we started looking for ways to do that, to like bring other companies together and say, hey, maybe we need to have a job fair. Maybe we need to look at doing these things, or reaching out to schools, the AMBA.
Right. So we do reach out to schools. Yeah, we do. In the past, we have had educator nights where we come in, we invite them in, we give them some food and some drinks and explain to them what a mold making career would look like. Then I know we typically do reach out to them, and we usually have a list of all the career fairs. And that's really how I was introduced to AMBA, is that I would see them at career fairs that I was at, and then we would tag team. So that's what's great about it, is we work with other associations, because we all working together will have that stronger voice. So, whether it's Valley Industrial, TMA, IMA, there's so many of us out there. We're all preaching the same thing. And it's better for us all to work together. And yeah, so if you be like, I can't make that career fair, but can you bring some of my literature, because we're all manufacturing together.
Yeah, I agree with you. And it's just, we all have that same goal. We want to see manufacturing and mold building continue to get stronger and better as it moves on.
And these kids are smarter. I mean, they're coming up with some great ideas. We just need to listen to them a little bit, and they might come up with something really great on their own. They're excited about making things too. I was at a school once, and one of the students, I can't remember what shop he worked at, but he's like, you know what we make here? We make taillights. We make taillights for a Corvette. How cool is that?
Yeah, and then every time you drive down the road and you see a Corvette, you're like,
there it is. Yeah.
So once we get the kids in, what is your thought on in-house training?
So yeah, you have to come up with something. These kids are quick learners, and they're learning different than how people were taught in the past. So you might have to be creative. They learn, they move quick. So you definitely have to have a game plan involved in that. And it could be something, online in classroom. They're more kind of an online kind of learner, but hands-on, definitely get them excited, get them touching things as soon as you possibly can.
Yeah, I know my son is 15, and he's already said, he's like, Dad, I don't really want to go to school. I, I'm tired of school. Like after high
Yes.
school, I'm tired of school. I want to get a job. I want to make some money.
Yep.
I want to work with my hands. I want to be creative. And so he's already trying to figure out what that's going to look like. And we're telling him, don't close. I mean, you're a sophomore.
Right.
Don't close off all your options right away. But if that's the direction you want to go in 2 more years, cool. Let's work with it. Let's figure it out. Let's do that. And what's nice is, because we've created a network of companies that we know, I can ask him, what are you interested in doing when you get out of school? What kind of things do you want to do? Because if you don't want to come work at Alliance right away, we have partners. We've got other companies that we know that I can't guarantee I can get you a job, because that would be crazy. It's up to you as my son to go in and do that. But you have an opportunity to go in and talk with somebody.
Right. I mean, you and I are both lucky. We have these great connections out there to bring our own kids and other kids and neighbors' kids and friends, bring them into these companies to see what they're doing. I mean,
Yeah, and
it's
experience it for
mind blowing.
yourself.
Yeah.
It's
But I would get him in, get him an intern. I'm sure he can score himself an internship and try something new and exciting that he's never done before.
Yeah, my internship growing up was sweeping the floors and putting in a sprinkler system. And
Well, kids can do a lot more than that these days. So, yeah, no, there's definitely, I've heard Greg at A1 say, my first internship was repainting the inside of A1. All right, yeah. But now, because of programs in the schools, there's different allowances of what they can do. They can actually touch equipment now. They can be involved in it.
Yeah, we're working with a young lady at CMD in Wisconsin. She's a high school student, and as part of the SPE, we're tracking her. She's going to be part of our board. It's a new pilot program that we're doing with SPE, and we're gonna tell her story over like a year or 2 years. And she's going to be recording videos and posting them to social media about what she's learning, what she's doing, how she's growing, why she's interested in this, how she got involved, the parts that she's making. We're hoping to be able to go into the school with her and talk with her teachers and some other students about what their classes look like, and the same thing with her supervisors at work, and just create something that parents can see, that students can see, that other schools can use and see, that says this is a viable career. It's not for the kid that's failing school and can't do anything else.
No.
It's for a kid that has a different aptitude, a different talent set, a different desire of what they want to do. And she's a great kid. I can't wait for people to see it and get to meet who she
Definitely.
is.
I think, and that's the push we need to do. Manufacturing needs to market itself better, and it's getting better. It's so much better than when I first started working with the industry. But our schools don't know it. They don't know it. The parents don't know what the careers are. They don't know that you can have a college education and work in manufacturing, and it'd be great. There's so many. Like I tell students in schools, it could be from accounting, HR, marketing, all the way to making parts and pieces. So there's a lot of opportunities for growth, and it can align in your class programs at your schools, and you just didn't even know it. And they don't know sometimes what our company's names are. They have no idea. BA Tool and Die. What does that mean?
Right.
They're not sure. And somebody at a company doesn't know who to talk to sometimes at those schools. So we just got to try and make a little efforts, keep those connections, get involved in your associations, get involved in your local schools, and then that'll build from there.
So how would you suggest that business owners get involved with schools? Because that seems to be a hurdle. How do you get to talk to the right person? How do you get them to give you the time of day to help them either develop a program or talk to a guidance counselor, to talk to students? What would be your tips and tricks for businesses to get involved with their
So I
schools?
will say how I've seen some of this work. So I was at the very beginning of Lake Park High School's manufacturing program, which is a stellar program.
Okay.
Um, how it started was a manufacturer from that area whose child had gone to that school had
Mhm.
started saying, "Hey, I need to find people." So he just went and made an appointment with the principal and said, "We're looking for people. I can't find people. You're my community."
So it's that
And
easy. They just called the
it's
principal.
yeah, you can do that. You can have a meeting, or you can reach out to, is there any technology? Is there any? Sometimes schools still have like a woodworking program or an autos program. Start talking to those people
Right.
about it. But yeah, you can actually just pick up the phone and call the principal, or if you know the superintendent or a board member, and that's how it gets moving. And that school, what was so great is those people were TMA members, and then they came to me and said, "Help us build this board." And
Hmm.
we probably had 30 manufacturing companies from around the Roselle area that came
Wow.
together and said, "I want to be a part of this. I want to be involved in this. I'm going to build this program. I'm going to help give money. I'm going to give used equipment that they can use. I have bar ends so these kids can start making things."
Yep.
I mean, you started in saying you're going to donate and help a program, they're going to listen to you.
Yeah, that's the goal, right?
Mhm.
But I think, like for me, I don't even know. We have Wakanda High School right down the
Right.
street, and I don't know how to get in there to talk with the principal. I guess I didn't realize it's as easy as
Just call,
calling and saying,
call or email.
"Hey, I'm in the industrial park. Is there a chance I can get together with you
Hmm.
for lunch
Yeah.
or after school and just talk about what's going on in our park, our business, and how we can help your students?"
Grab Glenn. Take
Yeah,
him with you.
I'm
You
sure
do it.
Glenn has an in.
Nicole, Glenn, all of you guys, go in there.
I'm sure they all have an in. I'm
Yeah.
right now. I'm trying to get my son to introduce me to his teachers at school because
Oh, yeah. They don't
he's
want to
he
do that.
no no no. Dad, I don't need you at school. That's
Yeah,
pretty
no,
much
don't talk to my teachers.
yeah. Wait? Why do you want to talk to my teacher? Let's get this straight.
Exactly.
Why do you
Exactly.
want to go
Yeah.
there?
Yeah. No.
But
No.
he loves those classes. They're his favorite classes. And
Mhm.
so, I told him, I said, I would love to talk to your teachers and find out, how do we get your school more involved? How do we get your friends and the students that are graduating? How do we help them get jobs and
Right.
experience? And how do we look at the program that you have at school and say, hey, maybe we should work together to fine tune this. This
Do
is
they
what
have a
business.
robotics club? That's a great way to get started. If
Yeah.
they have a robotics club, be the sponsor, be the chaperone, go there for the event, and then be like, "Hey, you like to work with your hands and your mind? Okay, you don't always have to be a book person, because some of the
Right.
kids, they're afraid of book math." And I was like, whoa, applied math is way better, and you're gonna get it and understand it. And
Yeah.
I don't even know how many manufacturers in the industry said I wasn't the best student. Math didn't make sense to me out of a book. But once I saw it, I didn't know I was even doing it. Like, that's
Right.
crazy. I'm doing trigonometry? What?
Exactly. Alex from HM Manufacturing, when we were talking, he says, I hated math. I didn't want to do math. I
Yeah.
wouldn't do math. It was the
Right,
worst class
right.
I had. I never wanted to do it. And I kept looking at it going, how is this ever going to apply to what I want to do in life? And then he follows it up by saying, I use math every day and I love my job.
Yeah.
So
Right.
just because you hate it in school, of course you hate it in school. It feels meaningless.
Yes.
You're doing it for a grade. You're not doing it to create something.
And sometimes those teachers
bigger and
can't
better.
explain where you're going to be using it. So then you're like tuned out. I don't know.
Yep. Or you just don't get it the way that they're explaining it. You need real world
Very
application.
true.
I mean,
Yep.
most of the stuff I learned in school, I would say 90% of the stuff I learned in school probably went out the window when you start working. You turn in projects and you think they're great, and it's really, you look back a year later and you go, why did anybody hire me? This is terrible. How is this acceptable in any world?
Right.
But I think there's something to that, right? It's the opportunity to actually do it and make it and see it, and it gets people excited. It gets all the blood flowing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like I said, manufacturers have the most passion. I get so much energy being around them, and it's exciting. Then again, so excited to be there tonight because I get to be around them live, give them a big hug, and just absorb that energy and that passion for what they do. they're making things. They can go out there and be like, I made that. I made that. I made, Clorox wipes containers. We made that.
And we made a
We molded
lot of them
that.
this last year.
Yeah, we did.
Of all the
Look at
things
the
we made,
creativity of hand sanitizer from the
Yeah.
liquor companies.
of all the things we made, it was a lot of Clorox wipes containers and hand sanitizer and shields and everything else along those lines. So,
Right.
what are you hearing from AMBA members about what's going on in their businesses right now?
Some are a little bit slower than what they
Yep.
have been, but some it's starting to come back. They're starting to see now. I mean, we're all kind of feeling that supply chain issue going on. Heck, even like the caterers, like, all right, like I need numbers. Supply chain is no joke right now.
Yep.
We got to get it figured out. But I think they're holding on. They're tough. They're a tough industry, and they're ready to just plow through this as best they can.
And I would encourage so I think this is one of those things that's funny, right? You ask somebody, whatever company it is, company XYZ, and you say, hey, how are you guys doing? Are you busy? Are you slow? I think 9 times out of 10, people's ego gets in the way and they don't want to admit that they're slow. And
Yeah.
they'll say, oh, yeah,
Sometimes.
we're doing great.
Yeah.
Where a lot of times people are asking that question because they're looking for resources to help them get work done. So I would encourage anybody that's going to the supplier night to be honest and humble
good
yourselves
point.
a little bit and say, people ask us, are you busy? And we go, we have work. We could always use more work.
Yes.
We're ready to take on your project. What is it?
There you go. There you go.
And because I've heard it from a number of people in Chicago and, really across the country that they're slammed busy and they're turning away work because they don't know how to get it done. And
Talk to your friends. It's just share, and
that's my point.
We're a community.
If you can't get it done, reach out. I would take the project and I would call my friends and say, hey, are you busy? Are you busy? Are you busy? Are you busy? I have this project.
Right.
Can you help us out with it? We're going to handle this part. We need you to handle this part. And then you're filling the gap until, stuff picks up. But
Right.
I think too often people are like, oh no, it's great. Everything's booming. It's amazing.
Right.
And they're just not honest and open about it.
Yep. I agree.
So tonight, when you're at the trade show or at the supplier night, whatever you want to call it, be honest with people. Just let them know where you're at so that you can work with them.
They're your friends. They're your community. They're your partners. I mean, it's who we are. We're family.
Yeah.
We're family.
I 100% agree with you. And, it's a little bit selfish of me, but I'll say it. If you're a mold builder and you go to the show and you see these suppliers there, you should really use them first. They're the ones that are getting back to the organization and the industry as a whole. I know you can probably get it cheaper somewhere else. Let's be honest. And you can get it cheaper through a different company because they're not investing the time, resources, and money to support the AMBA and support the different organizations that are out there. So they can cut all their costs. But what are they giving back? How are they helping the industry grow? So, you may have to spend a little bit more money. But what you're going to get is a reputable company that is going to back their work and invest back into the community, and they know what they're doing. So, like I said, it's a little self-serving of me to say, but that's okay.
No, I agree.
I think there needs to be more of that. The AMBA does an outstanding job of bringing companies together. And the thing that I've always asked Kim or Troy or whoever was, how do we get the mold makers to realize that and not just have a free dinner on suppliers? The Progressives of the world and the Self-Lubes and the Mass Tips and the Encos and all of them, right?
Right.
We put a lot of time, money, effort into supporting that organization. All we want is a chance. All we want you to do is see that and say, hey, thank you guys. We're going to give you an opportunity. We know that you might be $10 more an hour. I mean, come on. Really?
But they're there to support us in the end, right? They're coming out. They're supporting our activities. They're buying us a drink, right? Give them a little business. Yeah, they all deserve something back. I'm excited to see those folks out here too, and they're supporting us. I mean, over 31 companies are coming out tonight
As
to support.
suppliers,
Mm-hmm.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And so now again, it's up to the mold makers, right? How are you going to
Come on,
say,
mold makers. We want to see you.
we're going to have 31 companies there with at least 1 to 2 people. So
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what, let's say 50 to 60 suppliers are going to be in attendance. We should have double that for mold makers.
Yep.
And if we don't,
And we do.
I hope
But
so.
we need more. I want more.
We all want
Come out
more.
and see us.
I'm just saying we should have double, triple the amount of mold makers coming out and bringing their people, bringing younger people so that they can see what's going on in the industry. Tonight we have a guy coming out. His name is Louis. Great kid.
Saw him registered.
Great kid. He used to work as a manager in I think in a oil change place. And his dad works next door at Durachrome. Great guy. And he was like, my son is looking for another job. He was looking for a career. He came over, and now he is helping to build laser welding and engraving machines. He's running the inventory side of things. He's grown exponentially, and he's an amazing guy. I'm so excited for him to be able to have the opportunity to come out and meet people and just get out of the shop.
Well, yeah. I mean, show some of your talent, what's out there, like what this community is about. I mean, sometimes we do need to get out of the shop and see things and see that it's family out there. See what the suppliers have to offer. But I mean, you're a good company. I mean, I think some of them sometimes are a little afraid they might lose somebody, but you're a good company. You treat your employees right. They're not going anywhere. They're excited to be with you.
Well, and honestly, we've had people leave, not because they went to a trade show, but people leave. People leave companies. It's not indentured slavery. If you're not happy somewhere, my opinion is you spend a lot of time at work. And if you're not happy, you should leave and get a different job. But I think you should talk to whoever is running the company or your manager and let them know your concerns and see if something's going to change. But if you're not happy, nobody's keeping you there. And so I feel comfortable bringing people to the show. If they get a better opportunity.
Who wouldn't want to work with you?
I asked the same thing, but
I know.
Apparently people, I don't know.
No.
But it's an opportunity to give people. I think it builds some trust with your team. I think it shows some appreciation with your team when you come along somebody that's younger, because a lot of it is seniority, or they say, this person's too busy working, but it's really after work. You might miss 1 hour of work.
Right. It just shows you're part of the team and that you're valued and that they respect you and embrace you to bring you with.
Yep. And they're proud of you. They want to introduce you to other people and say,
look at this young kid. He's amazing. He's our new rock star.
Yeah, absolutely.
Show him off.
Absolutely. And I think we need to do that. I was talking the other day with someone, and it's that idea of like attracts like. So if we are just rolling out the same old seasoned veterans at these shows, you're going to bring some young kids in there, and they're going to look around the room and go, holy cow, there's nobody in here like me.
Right.
I don't belong here. I shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
We as an organization have to do a better job of bringing our young people out so that they can see other young people and help us to grow our companies and our industry in a way that is going to be sustaining.
Yeah, the Chicago AMBA.org's website has a video out there, and it's all young people, and they're all touting, I am a mold maker.
Yeah. I'm going to have to see that. We're going to have to put that on our platforms.
Yeah, it's great. It's kids from all over, mold shops all over the Chicagoland, male and female, young, saying, I'm a mold maker. So it's exciting. And people are like, what's a mold maker? And then you start those conversations.
Yeah, the downside is you don't always see it when you go to the supplier nights or, whatever
Oh,
it is.
that video is
because-
going to be playing tonight at
Oh,
Supplier
not the
Night.
video. Not the
Oh.
video.
Oh, the young people? Is that what you're
young
saying?
people,
Yeah.
And some of it is, I mean, to be honest, some of the young people just want to go home. I think there's been a shift in that dynamic too, where, the older generation, they were excited to get together and go do these dinners and talk and sit and, have all this stuff. And sometimes people just want to go home now. They're not as excited about the networking part of things.
And I'm ready to get out of my house and get out there.
I was talking with, who was I talking with yesterday? But they were saying that their kids were telling them that, like, listen, Joe Wagner, who works with us, his daughter was saying, our generation, and she's probably mid-20s, I think, our generation doesn't have as much interest in the networking side of things. We just want to do our job and we want to go home. And I think that's really sad.
It is sad.
I mean,
I can't imagine.
Yeah.
Well, how do you find out what else is out? I mean, not that what else is out there. Somebody that has similar interests in you, and maybe a mentor out there. If you're not going out there to meet people,
right. And I think, how do you develop relationships? How do you keep customers happy? How do you every company is going to make a mistake at some point. When you make that mistake, your only saving grace is that you have a relationship with that company where they're going to give you a second chance and not go, you know what, I'm done with you. You screwed me. You screwed up on this one. If you don't have that relationship where you can call them as a friend and say, hey, listen, real example, Chuck, we made a mistake on this. This is what happened. This is going to be our corrective action. We're going to take care of it. We're sorry that this happened. And then there's an understanding. Everything is fine. But if you don't take the time to get to know Chuck or anybody that's in that position,
right?
It's an uphill battle.
Yeah, I mean, we all make mistakes at times. Things happen, but you have those good, trusted relationships, and they know they can count on you to do your best and make it work for them, because we're all looking out for each other.
Yeah, I know we've had those conversations with Jeff at A1.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't always.
Was he nice?
Yeah. Yeah,
it's Jeff. It's all good
Jeff.
In the end.
Yeah, of course. Jeff is very passionate about his business.
Yes, he is.
So you don't want to screw up for Jeff. He's understanding, but you don't want to screw up for Jeff.
Yeah, don't do it too often.
No.
But no, he is. He is very passionate about what he does, and he is so excited. And that's really how I met him, was being on the Leiden High School's advisory board. We'd run into each other, and then he was like, I've been thinking about it. Like, we really need to be more about those young people. How do we get them in here? How do we get them in internships? And Jeff usually has staff in there, high school age and up, because he really supports getting that young generation into the shop and seeing and getting them hands-on into something. So not just sweeping the floors, because that's not going to motivate them.
Right. No, it's got to start somewhere too. I mean, everybody's got to pay their dues. It's not
That's
not
right.
hazing.
Doesn't mean you don't sweep some of the floors or something, but you're not full-time floor sweeper. If we don't start getting them in and touching things and getting them excited, that's what we need to do.
Absolutely.
I mean, Nicole seems to be doing a bang-up job bringing in high school students and
She was just telling me about 2 interns that she had over the summer that did an amazing job. Yeah, she's got young people all over that place.
But she's got them doing marketing for her. They're doing TikTok videos and stuff.
Oh, it's crazy.
Right? It's awesome.
I can't believe she's got these men doing TikTok videos. I think only Nicole could pull that off, because she's Nicole.
I guess. Yeah.
I feel like I could get people to do it, but they were not going to be happy with me.
Right.
They're going to.
Could you see Jeff? I don't know if Jeff would do it. Francine. Now maybe Francine from BA Diamold would. I keep trying to get her dog on the floor. Like, I think that'd be hilarious, seeing like her dog on the shop floor, like up on the machines and things.
Yeah. A couple of years ago, we rewrote the 12 Days of Christmas for.
Oh yeah.
And we had every department do a portion of it, and oh my gosh, they were less than enthusiastic. But at the end of the day, it was fun.
It was fun.
But
I saw it.
They're like, Tony, can you please just let me do my job?
Nope. Nope. I'm going to poke you just a little bit. You got to come out here and have some fun with us. It's all part of the team.
And it's all part of the team, and it's part of your job, right? Our job is to grow our business and grow our industry. Mm-hmm. And the more that people see some ridiculous stuff happening and just some fun stuff happening, and that it's not just a dark, cavernous room with, I mean, it is dirty. Let's be honest.
We are fun people, though. We might get a little dirty, and but it's fun stuff. We're excited about what we do. We share what we do. We're, again, family. And
who doesn't
do
like
we make
getting
fun of
dirty?
our funny stuff? Yeah, right?
Everybody likes getting dirty.
Yeah.
We've got sinks and soap. It's fine.
It's fine. It all washes off.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's all good.
All right. We're getting close to an hour already.
Oh, wow.
Time flies.
I got to get ready. Right? I just finished the name tags. I got to hustle over there.
So if anybody is still with us and you have any prayer requests, go ahead and put those in the chat. Nice. And then Greta, if you have any prayer requests, we will we'll write those down. And before we get out of here, we'll pray, and then hopefully we'll have a good day the rest of the day.
It's a beautiful day out there. It's going to be. We're going to be seeing our family today, so it's going to be a good day. It's a good
awesome. Day. Richard Evans is always. I love that guy. He says, I've been trying to get a job as Alliance Southeast for months. This is the first I've heard of it. How? I didn't even know that was a thing.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Richard, we're going to have to talk about some stuff.
There you go.
I mean, I can't promise you that we're going to open a division, but there could be some potential there for us to work together. So we should get on a call and figure that out. Brenda Clark says, hello, you two. Great to support the AMBA. I love Brenda.
That's awesome.
Brenda is like, she's, again, one of those people, you see her at the trade show and it's like a big hug, super warm and just inviting and everything and full of knowledge and ready to give back, whether it's, again, AMBA, SPE, you name it. And Brenda's like, I'll do it. I'll help.
See?
What do you need?
They're such a good community. That's why I love them. Yeah. They're excited and they're willing to help each other out, and just passionate, fun people.
Yeah, that's good. So, Greta, did you have any prayer requests?
Gosh, let's get through COVID. Let's help those people that are not doing well, those people that are scared and anxious going through it, and let's just look for better days ahead.
I like it. All right, I'm going to pray for us, and then we'll say goodbye. So, Heavenly Father, thank you for today. Thank you for this opportunity to talk with Greta, and thank you for the amazing work that her and the AMBA are doing to continue to grow our industry and our manufacturing, and just continue to provide for people, not just with jobs, but with products, with things that are necessary. We're not just talking about pens and caps. We're talking about medical devices and things that are saving lives, especially right now. And we just pray that you would be with us, that you would watch over those people who are scared or sick or depressed or lonely or anxious about current situations, whether that's COVID or cancer or whatever that might be. We just pray that you would heal those that you want to heal, and that you would be with all of us, and that you would give us the strength and the courage to keep going and put our focus on you. We pray that you would guide our steps, guide our words, and that you would receive all the glory. We pray for safe and happy trick-or-treating for all the kids in a couple days, that they could have some fun again and experience walking around and getting some candy and just getting back to
simple
normal.
Simple joy and sugar.
Having that simple joy and sugar and experience what being a kid is supposed to be like. Mm-hmm. We pray that you would be with us, and we pray it all in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Greta, thank you.
Thank you.
This is my virtual hug because I won't see you. But have an awesome time tonight.
Thank you. We'll miss you, but you have fun with what you're doing tonight.
Yeah. Listen,
it's all
please
good.
Don't have these on Wednesday nights.
Okay. I'm going to talk to them next week. Or next year, because this is annual. Yeah. So next year, Tuesday or Thursday, not Wednesday.
Whether it's the auto show, whether we do something in the winter, again, I'm being very selfish. I would love to attend Wednesday nights.
We want you there.
Yeah, Wednesday nights I'm committed to about 100 kindergarten through fifth graders.
It's important work.
And so I don't want to give that up. Sorry.
No, don't do it. Yeah, it's
But
important.
thank you for all the effort that you're putting in, for all that you've
Thank you for
done.
having me on. This was fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. And hopefully we can do it again. Maybe we can do a recap down the line, or
Perfect.
get Francine on and talk more about what's going on with the education and how we can get more people involved. So
Yeah, she's the committee chair. She's Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
Well, thank
Good
you for
people.
being
Like
on.
I said, good people.
Have a good one. Have a good night.
All right,
And
you too.
good luck tonight.
Thank you.
See ya.
See you soon. All right. Bye-bye.
Everybody, thank you for watching the Manufacturing Alliance today. It was great to hear from some of you, and I hope that you enjoyed the show. I hope you enjoyed talking to Greta. She's a good industry friend, and she's somebody that has a lot of knowledge and experience and is ready to help you and our industry succeed. So if you have questions, reach out to her. She's got resources and she can help you. The entire AMBA can. I think that a lot of times people join organizations and they forget why they joined the organization. You didn't join it just to be able to put their logo on your website. You joined it because you want to be part of something, and you joined it because you want to be better at something, and you joined it because you can make an impact in it. If you just sit back and coast, you're not going to get much out of it. So be involved, do your part, help where you can, and make it something bigger and better than it is right now. If you don't like what it is right now, change it. Step up and make things happen. But you have to show up in order for that to happen. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I look forward to hearing how Good Supplier Night goes. If you have some time today, go. Just go and support people. Shake hands, kiss some babies, and have a good time. On behalf of myself, Alliance, Greta, the AMBA, and the entire mold making industry, I'm speaking for all of us now. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Take care, and God bless.